Oh, Michael, mate, it is amazing. This is something I've been looking forward to all day to have you here today. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm still thinking about a video that I've seen on YouTube, which I thought is hilarious. That Spotify is now faking AI bands.
Yes.
But it's like, and the thing is, I mean, I hate Spotify anyway because they screw everyone. I'm in Apple Music. They're a little different from their attitude, but it's like Spotify. But they lied about it. It's like when they get like the whole band was AI created, the whole music was AI created. It sounds fucking good. That's the problem with it. It sounds really good, and then when it got to a certain amount of streams, people started to get interested. Who is this band? So they were searching for the band members, and they don't exist. No bio. They don't play live. But it's like for a long time they denied it, Spotify, and
Yeah.
then got so big that they had to say, yeah, it's an AI generated. I mean, they're such liars. It's unbelievable.
That's crazy. And it sounded good, is what you're saying. I think
Yes,
that's the
yeah,
scariest part about it. Because
yeah, yeah.
there's one day,
You
because
know, the thing is, sorry, yeah,
no,
continue,
no,
sorry.
no, no, you go, you go.
The thing with AI is a lot of people are very ignorant about this. A lot of people have this attitude. Well, if I like the song, I don't care. But there's a spiritual side to this whole AI thing. The real threat is it's exciting, no doubt. I'm playing around with AI apps myself, but not for making music or have AI think for me. You know what I mean? But that's the problem. If people don't even have their own thoughts anymore and give in on being creative and productive and let the computer do it, they will degenerate. They will lose creativity. They will get dumb and they will get weaker and weaker in their souls. And that's the real threat about it. You lose your productivity. And that's where like a lot of the human energy and life is based. If you use it in a constructive way, to help you here and there to have some kind of results, but not making it taking over your creativity
Yeah.
and your thinking, that's okay. But that's the big threat, that people are losing all their own creativity and productivity.
It's going to be like it's a movie, years and years old, called Idiocracy, where it was
Oh,
about
I've seen that one.
yes,
That's great.
it's where everyone just gets dumb and average
Yeah,
intelligence man goes to
yeah.
the future and he's the smartest man in the world, because that could happen. That's the scary
Oh,
part
yeah.
about it.
And I think we will have both.
Yeah,
We'll have people reacting against it and say, fuck off. I'm not going to go that way. But you have to be active.
mm,
If you passively go with the flow, you will go that way.
yeah,
That's just you have to be active. That's the key to it. But I think we will see both. It
yeah.
will be like this.
And it's happened throughout time. Like it's like the Dark Ages when they started ignoring all the medicine they found back in Rome and Greece and everything. They're just like, oh no, that's devil stuff. That's
Yeah, yeah.
science. We don't look at that. And everything went backwards for years until it came forward. It's the same thing. AI is going to make a lot of average people dumb.
Yep.
Intelligent people are still going to remain intelligent, but you're going to
Yep.
have there's going to be a big gap between them, and that's when you
Oh yeah.
see all these movies like
Yep.
Equilibrium, The Matrix, and all that, where you got the sheep and then the people that know what's going on. And I
Yep.
think that's going to happen sooner rather
And
than
it's the
later.
thing, but the thing is always is like the ones who in every situation you will have a point where the wrong gets so strong that it sets the other side in danger. It's like
Mhm.
when we're talking about, I respect individuals, I respect free choices, but you can only go as far as the other side respect your free choice. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
it's like individualism only works if you respect the other individual too. As soon as ideologies and these kind of things become fascism,
Mm.
which means you have to do like we think, you have to function like we think, you have to do as we say, as we believe is right, or we will screw you. We will attack you. And so you always have to fight for your freedom in all these kind of things. And I think if in any area, if let's say if AI becomes such a big thing that everybody falls for it, you have to fight for that free space for true art that
Yeah.
comes from humans and not from computers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I
That's
know.
the thing. So we got to be awake to say, well, you're not crossing that line. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So it's like it's always on the individual to say, this is where it ends. Okay, I'm not agreeing with you. Fuck you. You can think the way you want, but fuck you. I think differently, and you don't force me under your thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of that line because you mentioned, the music having the soul of I, Robot, that Will Smith movie from back in the early 2000s where he goes to the robot.
I've seen that one too.
Can you conduct, symphonies? And he's like, can you? And it's kind of like, oh, don't be cheeky with it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't think about that, but and need that experience. You need to. That's when you get older. You have more experience about when your freedom and your human dignity gets violated. When you're young, you just feel it. You get aggressive or depressed or whatever. You just feel there's something wrong, but you can't express it necessarily. Yeah. When you get older and you continue to grow mentally and spiritually, you can express it, and which is setting you free to a certain extent when you can express these things. But it's like humans need these experiences, and it's like we're living in a world where we're always bubbling about how modern it is, and how free it is, but it is in reality getting the opposite more and more.
Oh yeah.
It's like everything gets more and more controlled, even what you're allowed to think, all these things with this political correctness, which is just a substitute for having morals. People who need an abstract system of things, how to think, how to act. They don't have it here. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's their alternative to real morality. Anyone who holds up political correctness in moral terms is just proving that he or her doesn't have morality here.
Yeah.
If they need a construct like that to be told how to act, to raise the impression that you are a moral or a good individual. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. You hit the nail right on the head because you're right. It's that, like you said before, even it's almost like it's listening to the inner monologue. It's the human soul of things because, you shouldn't have to have, am I saying the right thing? Because if you feel it, you know when you're saying the wrong thing. You know when you're doing the wrong thing.
And the outside law.
Exactly.
You don't need religions. You don't need systems to tell you what's wrong. You need to have a connection with God here, an individual connection. That's true spirituality or connection. But that's in you, and it falls together with your personality. It falls together with who you are, and it falls together with freedom. Yes. That's the secret behind it. And anything outside enslaves you. Religions enslave you. Ideologies enslave you unless you learn something from it that makes you grow as an individual.
Yes,
because it's food.
And that's the important thing too, because even if something is controlling, but if you can learn a lesson from that and come out a better person at the end of the day, that's what makes us human. That's what makes us human.
We need to make mistakes. We learn the most out of our mistakes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I grew up and told I did everything right all the time, or I thought everything was perfect, I'd be a horrible fucking human being. Like it just wouldn't function. Yeah.
It's the failures. That's when we deal with it in a constructive and in an honest way. That makes us stronger.
Yeah,
and we can do things better. If everything falls into place, there's not much to learn because you don't have to activate certain strengths or abilities unless they are demanded, unless you need to raise them. So everything falls into place and your life is just easy and everything is great, you hardly develop.
Yeah, spot on. You are 100% right with that. It's so refreshing to have this type of conversation as well. I really appreciate it. It's good. It's good. So I was just
struck about the video.
Yeah.
It was a guy who was pointing it out. This band that doesn't even exist has 1 million streams or something like that, and that's when people started to get suspicious. It's like asking questions. But that's the thing. Spotify is not only screwing musicians, they get rid of them now. They don't need musicians anymore. They just want the computer doing it.
Yeah, they cut out the middleman altogether. There's no one to pay when there's no one involved.
Yeah, no one to pay. That's the thing. That's the cheapest at all. Of all, having AI doing it.
Oh, It's wild. Is this a conversation you thought 40 years ago when you started this band that you'd be talking about? It's wild the way the world works.
I mean, we had those movies, you know,
Terminator
had certain aspects of it in it. AI is a new kind of thing. It's very fascinating, but it has gotten so good so fast.
Yeah,
it's scary. I mean, I have pictures here, yeah, that I just out of fun generated with an AI app of whatever, like Taylor Swift. It looks like Taylor Swift. You think it's Taylor Swift, but it doesn't exist, the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so scary. And in the morning, I was reading the news about one of the American Trump administration guys. A video was circling that was completely AI generated that everybody thought was real, where he was saying things and stuff like that, and he's acting against it. It already starts that you cannot believe anything anymore. You have to, and I don't know how much is there, like for instance, as a software that can check out if it's AI or not. We need actually something implemented into the iPhone that puts a mark in the corner, AI, when the photo or video is AI. It needs to be there. So that, but I've been testing software in the internet that is supposed to check if a photo is AI. I did one AI photo I generated myself, and I did one normal photo I took with the iPhone, and it was completely wrong. The test went the other way around.
Oh no!
So it's not. It was just one internet page where it was right.
Yep.
So they're not really good. But we need. What do we do when there is just no way to figure out that something's AI anymore?
Yeah, that's it.
Be right. There must be somehow.
It's gonna turn into Blade Runner, because that was the whole point. They had all the cops that would go around and question if people were the cyborgs, if they were really human, the replicants or not. So I think you've got to have that.
You need to have that, because I mean, the whole concept of democracy, as much as we still have it, which is very questionable, but the whole concept is that you need information. You need information that is objective. Otherwise, you can't make choices out of, if the information is screwed, you make wrong choices. So it's like the fundament of any free society is valid information about what's happening if you're supposed to vote for someone. And if that's all screwed up, I mean, we know that politicians are corrupt and get more and more corrupt and stuff like that. Yeah. But if you can't believe anything anymore that you see on the media, because it can, my God, we really desperately need these kind of tools to tell us if something's real or not.
Yeah, even if it's just glasses that you can put on and it does a scan, it's like that's AI, that's
something
real.
Like that,
yeah, it just highlights it, like
to answer your question, it's like, we knew that things are going to grow. I mean, technology has grown so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years and things are exploding. It's like it's going really fast. But when it's really there, that's when you see the real problems. When the real problems occur. So it's like you always imagine a little bit, but not completely like that. I never would have thought that computers and artificial intelligence would take over music and make music. But I even saw and I don't know if that's true either, but I saw a picture of Kurt Cobain with a quote. I think I've got it even here, but I can remember. He said something. I'm not word by word, just the meaning. He was saying something like, in the future, there won't be even honest rock music anymore. People will be addicted to technical gadgets, and those technical gadgets will create the music for them, or something like that.
Yeah. But
he was spot on there.
Yeah, no, it was right. Like it's just kind of crazy to see, but it's one of those things, and I wonder if it will cycle through a phase where everyone's really kind of keen on it, like they are now, and then in a couple of years it will wear thin.
It will adjust. Yeah, it will adjust. Like we said, you will have those who are thinking for themselves and want to stay active, so they will try to figure out a healthy way of dealing with AI because it might be useful for many things. I mean, when you look at the movie industry, for instance, it's all fake anyway. You know what I mean? Like a sci-fi movie is completely fantasy. There's nothing wrong using AI there. It's just going to look better. It's just going to be easier to make. But there are other areas where it is really destructive, and that's where we have to be awake and see what happens. You know.
Yeah, no, and you're spot on with it as well. And I was going to be cheeky, and I was going to go, so is this your way of telling me the new Helloween album's all AI, or is
No, it's not. And that's the thing. It will not affect. I think it will not affect my generation that much. No. The thing is, I'm just thinking about young musicians, thinking about, and they're great ones out there, you know, like very talented, and they grow into this society where the computer can do what they do. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, we have written our history. We're in the end phase of our lives. We're in the end phase of our band. You know, we've been there since the '80s. We have our fans and stuff like that. If we don't screw up by starting to make rap records or something like that, you know, if we continue to be the band that we have been, we should be all right. You know, because it's like, live playing is the only thing you make a living from anyway these days. Record sales don't mean anything anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's where the modern times have really won. And but I should be okay. So it's not so much my personal concern, but just thinking about the culture and art in general. It's not just music. You have the same situation with everything visual, like paintings, design, art, you know, graphic design, anything creative. Not just music. Music is actually the later thing now where AI is taking over. But before that, it was already the visual things and people making covers, or like the fashion industry. They don't even need models anymore. They can put like a beautiful girl or beautiful guy or whatever they wanted to look like, put him in the clothes, and it looks perfect. They will be out of jobs completely.
Yeah, spot on. It's spot on. It's even real estate does it. Next door to my place, they just built the house. There's no grass. There's nothing. Yet online, it's beautiful grass. There's even a tree. I don't know where that tree is. I look out the window. It ain't there, but it's on the internet.
Yeah. It's like, and I was trying to get in touch with Reverb, you know, the company, the selling platform, because I bought some pedals, guitar pedals, from actually a decent guy, a great guitar player who makes pedals, but he's chaos. There's just no communication. And I was getting angry because I don't like it when for weeks you don't even get an answer. Well, what is happening? You know, when is the pedal going to come or whatever? So I was trying to get in touch with Reverb. AI. It was just an AI bot. I couldn't even get any human to talk to. So it's like, I was thinking, it's like if they get rid of humans everywhere, like just do everything, who is going to buy the products? Everybody hasn't got a job anymore. Okay, we're all just out of jobs. But those companies are producing things that they want to sell. Who are they selling this to in the end? Where nobody has a job anymore. It's like humanity at the moment finds it very exciting to get rid of humans at the moment. What an idiotic society. Fuck it. You know, get humans to the job. But that's the greedy side. They just want to make as much money as possible, so they get rid of all the humans, put computers there, AI there. But it's not going to work. No. It's not going to work.
No. It's going to be a scary few years. And at my age, I'm young enough for that to be a problem. So I'm a little bit like, this is getting a bit too like the movies I watched when I was a little kid. But what are you going to do? I'm along for the ride. At least I'm smart enough to realize what's kind of going on. But there will be one day where I'll go, I haven't seen any AI generated images in a while. And then I'll be like, I'll be shit. They're too real.
People hate it. It's like Sasha, for instance, was uploading on Instagram. It was just some news, and he was using some of the images from the Keeper records, and he was letting it move by AI. And some of the smart asses in Instagram said, so the new cover of Helloween is going to be AI generated and stuff. Of course not. I mean, we don't have to do that, you know. But it's like they hate it. They hate it when it comes to cover and artwork. There was a Sabaton had released, I think, a single or whatever that was AI generated, and they got slaughtered.
Yeah,
because so it's like there's already this kind of movement that people don't like it. They want artists to do the cover and stuff like that, which is good. It's actually quite good.
I'm glad, because people still want humans at the end of the day, and that gives me a little bit of faith in humanity. So
well, at least
it's a good thing.
At least many.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you still have a soul, this is something that you care about. You don't want a computer to sing the song. You want a human to sing the song.
That's exactly right, because nothing beats live music. I remember when I first saw you guys was actually in 2023 at Wacken. I got lucky enough to see you in all that mud, which was fantastic, but I stood too still for too long, and I think it turned into quicksand. I actually had to take my boots off.
Oh, that was when it was raining. Yeah, I remember. We didn't know if it would even take place.
Yeah.
Because they shut down the ways to it. I mean, I had people not being able to get there because it was all shut down. We were allowed in because we were supposed to play, but it was like 2 days before. We didn't even know if it would happen, and it was great in the end. It was a great gig.
Oh, I loved it. I had the best time because it kind of just rained all the time before. But when you were there, it didn't really rain too much. So it was just muddy as anything. But oh, what a good time. And you guys, after all this time, how do you find the energy to still put on these fantastic live shows? Is it just feeding off the crowd at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the whole secret. All you do as a band is you rehearse the material, but you just go there and you play your songs, and everything else is an interaction with the audience. It's a spiritual thing again.
Yeah.
And it's like, and sometimes it is so intense, especially at Wacken sometimes, the positive energy that comes to you. It's almost like you're under a drug.
Yeah.
Like the next day, I couldn't remember. I'm not kidding. I couldn't remember. Did we play that song?
Wow.
I couldn't remember if we played like two or three songs. I couldn't remember if we played them because you were so in that energy. And I was not drunk or anything. You know, it's like I was drunk by the energy.
Yeah.
And and this is also why it is for like when you're a support act and you support a great band like that is really successful, it is really draining when they don't show up for you. You know, and you have to convince the audience. It's a fight, it's a challenge. I mean, you can grow by it, but it's really draining if they don't like you. Yeah. And you play in front of a crowd that is really just hoping that you leave the stage, that the main act comes on stage. It's the opposite to that, you know.
Yeah, no, and I've always found that, and I've seen it. I've seen bands, you know, open. In fact, Iron Maiden, years and years ago, a local Australian band open. And I don't know, they just didn't kind of suit the style. So the crowd did not give them any energy. And unfortunately, it just kind of fell through. And you could see it on their face. It must be very discouraging. Yeah. But I think you've kind of moved past that now. You're at that point of the stage where everyone's opening for you. So
and now, come for us. Yeah. It's great. This is why this time for the band is so pleasing, because it's like it's a good phase to be in. And when you have reached a certain level of success, things get a lot easier. But we've had those years. We've had those years where we're like in the 80s. You know, it was great with Iron Maiden, though. I must say that was somehow Helloween and Iron Maiden was a very good match.
Oh yeah,
I remember when we played with Maiden, we did a whole tour with them in Europe. I think it was in '88. If I'm not mistaken. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son tour.
Yeah, I was going to say that'd be
amazing. It was great. Then we had Keeper 2 out, you know. It's like the audience was not louder when Maiden played. It was the same level of loudness because the fans of Maiden liked us, and it felt like, you know, it was amazing. I'll never forget that. It was a great time. We also opened up for Ronnie Dio and in the beginning, and then we got to a point where we didn't have to do that anymore. But we've been there. We know what it's like when the audience is not necessarily there for you, you know. Most of the time, you want them open.
Yeah, that's the important thing. You said it gets easier over time. There's one thing I got to ask you as well. When you came back to the band, 3 vocalists, like I know this band Maiden did it with 3 guitar players. How was it coming in as a singer with 3 vocalists? Was there any butting heads on who was going to do what parts, or did it all just flow naturally?
I mean, when the whole process of getting there was really long, a really long phase. I mean, I was really not interested for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like when I got out of the band during the 90s, I couldn't care less. I was like disappointed. I hated it all. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was like really not caring. And it took a long time, you know, doing Avantasia a little bit in the end of the 90s. That was one of the things. And then I did the Place Vendôme thing with Serafino. So I was slowly getting there. And then I ran into Michael Kiske in France on a festival where we were playing with Avantasia, and he was really sweet. He was like totally waving the white flag, and all he wanted was peace. So, and that's when I was noticing that I didn't have any anger anymore. This was slow process. And then like 2 years later, we played with Unisonic in Spain. We had like 3 great little shows, and like in small places, like something like maybe 2,000 people. And it was great shows. And I remember that Kai Hansen was saying after one of the shows, Michael, one day we just got to do something with Helloween again, before we're too old or whatever. And I said, you know what, I'm open. And that was actually that was a turning point when I said that I was open. Costa was playing drums in Unisonic, and Costa is part of the management that we're all now with, and that is managing Helloween. And that's when, like a week later, the Jan Bayati, who manages this band, called me up, wanted to check out how serious I was about it and stuff. And at the very beginning, when he wanted to check out if this is a possibility, I didn't even think it would go that way. My first thought was that we might do a keeper tour or something, but I very quickly realized that makes no sense. You cannot make a competition Helloween, you know what I mean, on the side. That doesn't make sense. So I very quickly understood and very quickly liked the idea. You say, you can't do that. No, I'm thinking about the whole thing, making the big circus, getting you both in with 7 members, and we just do the whole history. And after a while, I thought that's even better. This is like bit Avantasia, with many singers and stuff like that. And we don't have to think about any song. We can play all the songs with the original singers if we like. That's a great idea. But that was the theory. I liked the idea very quickly. But even in the practical terms, it's amazing. Yeah. You don't have to sing the whole time. You don't have the whole vocals on your shoulders. Yeah. It's much more relaxing for the voice. It's so much more fun. Yeah. It's like I get along with Andy very well. It's like we really like each other. It's not just for the stage. And that helps so much. Such a great atmosphere on stage most of the time. And also when someone gets sick, you could just switch some songs. You move like maybe 3 songs out, replace them with other songs, and then maybe in a few other songs the other singers take over, and you can still make a show even one singer is fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many upsides and plus sides to it. I don't even want to do it any other way anymore.
You found the trick. You found the cheat code at the end.
It's amazing, and especially when you get older, when you sing an entire show, of course I would be able to do it. I would have to train myself like Dickinson. I mean, the guy's 10 years older than I am, and he can still pull it off. But that's because he works on it. Yeah. He's a worker. When something's not working anymore the way he wants it, he works on it. And he makes sure that this is why he still sounds so good, because he works. Yeah. And I would do that if I would have been the only singer. I would work my ass off to get it done. But it's so much easier that you just that you have 3 voices that they can share stuff, and it's fun. I love it. But you got to have a certain age to be able to do that. Yeah. If you're too ego driven, and young ones still have to establish the personality. And I don't identify personality with ego, okay? But it's like when you're young, it is a lot ego, because you have to find yourself. So you're in that, much more in that mode. And when you get older, it becomes more personality rather than just ego. Yeah. But when you are at a certain age, it's easier. It's like it totally changes. When you are weak in your personality, you feel threatened by other strong individuals. When you get older, you appreciate it. Yep. You appreciate other individuals that are strong around you. And this is why this works. Everybody is appreciative. Is that a word? I think it is.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But it's one of those. It's funny you mentioned with the egos too. It's kind of like back cover.
I didn't hear you. You were shutting off.
Oh, it shut off. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you, but you were talking and the voice was gone.
Oh, I don't know what that was, but that's all right. I was just saying that, with the egos when you're younger, you're all probably, if there was 3 singers, you all would have been fighting for that center spot on the magazine cover or on the album cover and everything.
Doesn't happen anymore.
No, because you're the front man.
We even have covers where like the guitar players in the front and the singers are all in the back and stuff like that. But I love that. It's just we don't care. We just don't care anymore. It's like I don't even need it. You know what I mean? I for myself, I don't even have to do that. For myself, I have to sing, but I can do that on smaller levels to be satisfied as a singer and whatever. I wouldn't have. I mean, it's fun, and there's something coming back, and of course, it's good for the self-esteem to do something like that, to be successful on a tour. But as an individual, I wouldn't need it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't need it anymore.
And that's a good thing at the end of the day. It shows growth at the end of the day. We all mature as we get older.
It doesn't make you so stiff. It doesn't make you so protective. You have a more, and it's so necessary when you have 7 people that are so different. Everybody in this band is really different. There are places where we meet, of course, otherwise this wouldn't work at all. But as individuals, we're very, very different. And everybody is quite intense too. So if you wouldn't have the ability, if your soul wouldn't have grown over time so that there's a lot of space in there.
Yeah.
So you can allow a lot of other colors in it. This would be impossible. It's only possible because I think we've all grown. And we always try to have a positive outcome in the end, and we all always try to not take things too personal, which is not always easy. But I said that when I had a situation with Sasha, where we got against each other, when we were like tired and coming out of the plane, and then like 2 weeks later, he was like really cuddly. And he said then to me, I think it's great that you're not angry anymore. And I told him, we got to give each other credit. If we don't give each other credit as much as we can, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good example. We all try to do that.
Yeah. And is that like when you're writing a new album, because the new album is out at the end of August, did you find it's just easy now with all of you kind of throwing ideas at the wall to put something together?
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's like, I find it so interesting how differently everybody thinks. It can get difficult when something goes completely against your whatever, your morality or something that of course, then I would say, I can't do that. We can't do that. And then it doesn't happen. But in general, it's interesting to see how Wacky things, how Kai things, you know what I mean? Or Sasha, because they're so different. And this is more exciting as if everybody would be the same. It's like you talk to yourself, but it's like everybody is so. It's like just the sense of humor of Kai Hansen, for instance. When you're traveling, we're in a plane. He finds the joke everywhere. It doesn't matter the situation. He finds something funny in it, and I think that's entertaining.
It must be with the way because Kai, my name is Jai, I'm the exact same, to the point it drives my wife mad sometimes that I can't, even in the most serious situation, like funeral, God forbid, I have done. I've been found the humor in it. Yeah.
That's great. And I think it's a sign of strength. Because when you look, what is humor? Humor means you're standing with your soul sort of above these things. You can deal with it. If you drown in the situation, that's when you get scared. That's when you worry. But when you find the strength to joke about it and to find a funny aspect of it, it's liberating. It's like the old Greeks. They said like a small soul doesn't have a sense of humor, and you need to have a bigger soul to have a sense of humor because it's strength. It's like I find the best way of describing it is when you drown in a situation, you don't find anything funny. You're just desperate. You're just sad. You're just frustrated, and you're full of fear. But when you are able in a situation like that to laugh about it, it shows that you got some strength and that you get like above water.
Yep. No. Well, that's good. I'll tell my wife that next time I get too funny. It's just I'm too strong.
If you don't lose your sense of humor, I'm telling you, she would hate it.
Oh yeah, she would. Oh yeah, she definitely would. But mate, if I don't ask this question before you go today, my mate Sean, who's got to be your biggest fan, is going to kill me. He's asking, are they going to come? Is there any plan to try and get back to Australia? Because I don't think you've ever actually toured with Helloween.
We had a plan in 2020
Halloween.
Like we had this tour planned in quite early on, and we moved it to September because everybody thought after a couple of months this will be over. And there was a date in Australia. It was planned, like I think from Japan to go to Australia, and then having a couple of days holidays in Hawaii or something like that.
Yep.
But it didn't take place. I don't know yet. I mean, I think you would know if they would have planned something in yet, but I'm sure it's going to come. I mean, it was on the list once, so might come up again, you know.
Yeah, no, well, I think it will. I think it's just a matter of time. And that's the benefit of having a new album out. It's new places to go around the world and kind of touch base with everyone. So hopefully we see.
I mean, management will always make some kind of, it will always be a financial decision if it makes sense. You know, what is the places that are available around the spot we could do it. If the right place is not available, you can't do that. You know, I mean, you don't necessarily have to make money, but you at least you should break even.
Yeah.
You know, then it's promotion. You know, you go out there for the fans or whatever. But that's something that they always calculate. At least you shouldn't lose money. That's the thing.
Well, we had Blind Guardian down here a couple of years ago, and that tour went well. So that was a good testing platter for them coming down. Hammerfall did the same thing, their first ever tour down here. So it's about time we get Helloween back down here, I think.
It'll happen, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, and we have a very open end now with this tour. I mean, we've done this record. We have written even all the songs already for the next one.
Oh, well.
You know, it's like it doesn't need a lot of work to get another one done. And I think there will be lots of touring now. I know that we do Europe from October to November. Then there will be a bit of Asia, like Indonesia. We do even 3 shows in Korea. Then there's a little break.
Yep.
And then in April, we'll go to North America. And during the summer, we'll do all the festivals in Europe. And I'm sure after that, there will be South America. And there will be a real tour in Japan because things are going really well in Japan for us again. I think we will continue playing live for the next 2 or 3 years. Not constantly, obviously, with breaks in between. But not like 2 years break like we did it this time.
Yeah.
Our last gig was in 23.
Oh, well. Okay, so last time I saw you guys over there, so yeah, 2023. Well, you're well rested now, so you're ready to get it back out on the road.
Oh, yeah. It was too long.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. That was probably the most fun interview I've ever had. You talked about what I want to talk about, the sci-fi and the AI stuff. So that was brilliant. Fuck yeah. I
like those interviews much better than the standard, well, this is the best record we've ever done, you know. The producer's amazing, and this is the best songs we've ever written, and this sucks.
It'd be weird if someone came into the interview and just was like, no, this was an average album. We just did it because we had to. Be like, oh, okay.
I always like interviews because very naturally it goes that way. Yeah. To me, a good interview is just a good conversation in the end.
Yeah,
all these dates, when comes what out, you can sneak it in. You can do that without talking to me. You know when the album is going to come out. You knew who was producing it or whatever. So you ask some personal things or something like that, or have a good conversation, and that makes an interesting interview in the end.
Well, what you'll have to do in future interviews, because it might happen one day, you're going to have to watch out to see if one of them is going to be an AI-generated person.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to get so perfect that you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. It'll happen one day.
I had that. It's going to break up very soon, but it's like I had that situation. I saw this open chat AI girl with the black hair. It was running on TV, and I thought it was a woman. I just noticed that the mouth was sometimes not completely in sync with the words, and then I saw it was AI. But it's like. And it was not, they were not faking it. They were not covering it up, but I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was a woman that was like we do it.
Yeah.
An interview through like some kind of a platform like this, but it wasn't.